Good morning, America. This is your friend, Dr. Turi, and I want to tell you that Draco did not let me down. A few days ago, on the radio show, two radio shows to be more precise, I gave the date of July 30th. And in the newsletter that you can read and must read, I made it very clear in full letter. The pressure is building up. Okay, on the 26th, July the 26th, we had a 6.0. On the 27th, we have a 6.3. And today, July 31st, we had a 6.6 in Japan. Of course, I also mentioned the word Japan in large earthquakes above 6.0. With all this in mind, how can anyone deny a UFO cosmic legacy? Furthermore, the warning and the date of July 30th is ready for you to be heard on a radio show that was produced on July the 6th with Michael Deacon. All you got to do, click on the link, is there. And then you're going to hear my words, you're going to hear the date, and you're going to hear the word earthquakes and above 6.0. Result was offered today. Note also that if you want to know my next SOS to the world, deadly window that will produce more dramatic, shocking news in large earthquakes, then you have to go and listen to my good friend Gary Anderson. We did a radio show on the 29th, a couple days ago. So if you want to know the next SOS to the world for next month, I give you the entire month. Just, listen. And now if you think the Geosmologist Institute, Pasadena, NASA, NOAA, or any other scientist can give you dates of earthquakes ahead of time, well, let me know who they are, because there's only one on the planet who does this, is Dr. Turi. And I'm not saying this to say, hey, I'm the best. I'm doing this because I want to help you to build up more of a cosmic consciousness so you understand God's cosmic design. And like any of my students, learn how to use those energy. Because again, I repeat myself, I said it so many times before, God created the stars and the heavens for more than the sake of beauty. He gave them to us for interpretation so that we may lead a safer, more productive life. Planets are not dead rock hanging out there for the sake of beauty or for scientists to send little robots. Mars is a much more divine purpose that was used by all disappeared civilization who build all their buildings, their offices, so to speak, and facing very specific constellations. So now what you are witnessing is nothing else than the result of a series of abductions and also being a contactee, and all induced by the extraterrestrials, because I was commissioned to do something extraordinary in this lifetime within the world and the realm of the spirit. And sudden enough, my kind go nowhere. We're still in the dark because the world has been indoctrinated with religion and science, and all was set by the reptilians, which also use the entertainment matrix, the sport matrix, and everything else that allow them to fulfill their nasty agenda. All right, so let's look at the news as always and see if I can help you to perceive and assimilate the news like I do, in a very different way. Instead of looking at the news and being just disgusted like anybody else, now try to understand the mechanics behind it. So Now you could see, as you click on the link, which is provided to read the newsletter and the detail, you can see a crowd catching a little boy who fell from a 6th-floor balcony. And then you can see that the Drakken was there. It was not the end for that child. He was not under one of his negative cosmic biorhythm. He was into one of his positive cosmic biorhythm. And the quick thinking of the adult below is what saved his life. And thanks for the Drakken to stimulate all this. And the keywords clearly mentioned children. Is there anything else with children that is shocking? Okay, newborn dead and another hospitalized after they were found behind the building. How disgusting is that? It is pretty shocking. And of course, it involves children. Now, if you look at this, if you listen to me and you say, so what? That means you are desensitized. That's bad. That's bad because the feeling, the emotion should accompany, it should be in tandem with the shocking, the emotional values involving such a dramatic, shocking, unusual news involving children. It's like everything, if you hear it too much, like the dirt coming out of President Trump's mouth every single day, if you don't react to it, and worse, if you support it, to be sure you're infected. Everybody is infected, including me. What else do we have? Lori, Loughlin, Massimo, Giannu, daughters kicked out of USC sorority. Again, to me, the kids are 19 years old. For God's sake, that's children to me. Okay. I mean, those kids were cursed with fame. And they bought their place at that very prestigious university. And then all the other kids who had to fight hard to get there and work hard to get there, they don't like that. So those kids are being punished. And a lot of these kids are also jealous because those girls were born with 10,000 gold spoons in the mouth, like President Trump. Never worked a day of his life, but just give order. So basically, it's sad. It's sad, but that's how it is. So who cares in education when you have so much money? Those kids don't care. They will still be famous. They will be still in demand, and it's just the way it is. They have the right stuff. They were born with the right UCI because they have a karma to pay. And you should consider yourself very lucky not to be that famous. Time will tell. What else do we have involving children that is shocking on the news? Man says he found a baby in his mother's freezer. Oh, Jesus. There is meat in my freezer, but, it's not a baby, it's not a cat, it's not a dog, it's not a bird. It's a freaking cow ready to be eaten when it's time. Wow. If that doesn't involve children and is not shocking, I don't know what it is. And it's happening again during this window. Remember, we are melting from the deadly police drama, death, disgusting news, platonic window into the shocking, unusual children technology window. And we are fast moving now towards the beginning of the end of important phases of life. So be ready. Man says he found a baby in mom's freezer. Okay, we just read that. I apologize. My eyes don't see too well sometimes. Okay, so all right, let's move on to the next one. This is a kid. He's 11 years old, and he shocked Twitter after scoring 1-1 interview. I have no idea what this child is, but from what has been said, those windows produce geniuses. But the key again is a child. He's 11 years old. Understand the colors of the news, all about geniuses, technology, the future, originality in children. Captivate the energy that builds those news that can be and are most of the time abused, manipulated by the reptilians. That's all. That's my goal, to make you aware. All right, so obviously that is Drakken is stimulated. Two disruptive stars swapped in blockbuster made on wild MLB night. All right, two disturbing stars swapped in blockbusters. I'm not exactly aware of what that means. You just click on the link and find out what the meaning is. All I am interested in is not to read the story, because I would spend the day or the night to read all those stories. I gotta be objective. The reason why I picked that title is because it's a shocking behavior. It's absolutely a shocking behavior. Okay, so. And I'm more interested in you captivating the shocking energy than the actual piece of news, if you understand what I'm saying now. Another one, a report, NFL stars gets a record $100 million deal. And I was saying yesterday, some people sign contract of $400 million, okay? The NFL is a sport matrix, same old story. All they want you to do, you heard me before, is to endorse and support and promote and put this guy right on the top, because he has the best of the best to keep you captivated watching your television, so that you do not listen to Dr. Turi and the reptilians. We'll find out about the reptilians' agenda. $100 million deal. God bless him. I'm very happy for him, but you have to remember, the reptilians will always put people in power for a very specific purpose, and I explain it to you very clearly. What else do we have? Undrafted QB made $52,000 to be on video game cover. Okay, again, same old story. Reptilians will always use technology for good or for worse, mostly for worse. Good from the reptilians, from the Drakkenians, we understand the game. What else do we have? Surgical blade found in 15-foot crocodile stomach. I mean, I don't think you will find every day a scalpel. Surgical tool, very, very sharp, like a razor blade into the tummy of a 15-foot crocodile. So how did he end up there? I don't care. I don't know. I don't want to know. If you want to know, go and click and read the story. But I want you to really realize it's shocking. It's not happening every day. And to end up in that crocodile stomach, you got to have definitely the reptilians involved. Keep that in mind. Okay, internet buzz over this unauthorized visitor in Trump's air. Well, we're talking about a fly. Yeah, anything that happened, you need to understand it is not an accident. There are no accidents with that fly to land on his airline and just above his brain or in front of his brain. Maybe it's a message that he has the same size brain because of his behavior, because of his UCI. Again, remember, nothing political. You like Trump, good. You don't, I don't care. My work is all about the spirit and helping you to bypass the 5 limited human senses. So it could mean many, many things. You just let your imagination, float around like I do, okay? And let your intuition wander and see why. You could look at it and it's just a fly. Or you could look at it on a more of a spiritual message that tells you the size of the pin brain of your president, which is creating so much chaos as far as racism is concerned, and his legacy, something that I predict well before he got elected, will be very detrimental, not only for the United States, but for the entire world. That is part of my prediction. I don't care, again, about politics, Trump, or whatever. You heard it. What else do we have? Man intervene, invent a new surgery and cure himself. Again, that's technology. That's definitely the Drakkenians. So I understand this guy because, like me, and I didn't have the either the education or the financial support to invent things, even though that I did invent a few things. I'll let you know later on. But I did invent the universal blood transfusion following me beating cancer. I mean, how can I teach you how to beat cancer or avoid cancer if I never had cancer before? So I did. And that led me, of course, to find the right ingredient and to create universal blood transfusion. And then, you know, instead of getting chemotherapy, next thing you know, cancer is gone. God, thanks for that. I'm still here. I also invented something called ONMT. It's an optical nerve muscle trainer. It's a device that helps the six muscle that we have in each eye to bring more blood, more oxygen into the ramification of the tiny veins that distribute this blood and oxygen. And then, you know, for every action, there is a reaction. So for every action, there is a reaction, meaning when you do the exercise that I have, you cannot help to immediately scratch your eyes because all the blood that is pouring to your eye socket, it's not, you're not used to have so much blood pouring there. You have to eliminate it with friction with your fingers. So that shows there is a reaction. Again, I don't have the means, I don't have the money, but I have everything designed. And in one of these days, when I have the money, I will put it in the market. It's a beautiful tool that can be used worldwide. That's millions and billions of dollars, because those ophthalmology world is always looking for new invention, new products that would help in their office. So the product can be used on a personal level. It can be used at a business level. So hey, if you have any money, talk to me and see if we can make a deal. You want to work with the Drakken is building a new technology. All right, so let's see what we have now. A man who gets laid off gets hundreds of jobs offer after handing out his resume on the side of the road. You know, when you are into one of these shocking windows, anything that is crazy will take place. And if you do anything crazy, chances are the Drakkens will be there to help you. He did something original using an original window and it paid off. Okay, that was also technology. Maybe if you're into your right cosmic biorhythm and you get your own cosmic biorhythm and you go and play the lottery, who knows, maybe the Drakkens will lead you to get all those numbers together and made a few $1 million. In my case, I cannot use it. You're not allowed to use your metaphysical wisdom for selfish personal use. Even if I get all the money and build a radio or TV station, I'm not allowed to do that. I respect the law, but I don't want to lose my power. Hurricane bricks menacing eye is glaring out from new satellite image. Again, we're talking about technology. My screen is a bit too far for my eyes to see that, you know, so that's why I'm kind of a little bit slow reading today. So I get it a little bit closer. I should be able to read better now. That's what you get when you get old, your eyes. And I wish I had this machine. Get rid of that, but I don't have it. All right, let's see what we have here. So we're talking about technology, satellites. So be ready because this hurricane is going to do some damage. And that's where I said earlier to be aware of the beginning or ending of important phases of life that forces thousands of people to relocate. And as mentioned yesterday, 2 weeks before it happened on George Norrie National Radio Show, I predicted Katrina. 2 weeks before it happened. I give you the exact date, so be ready. Same type of energy is coming. New Netflix show is so scary that people can't sleep. Oh my gosh, remember the reptilians use technology. Yesterday we talked about Tarantino, this movie producer that was kicked out of business because his movie was so disgusting, so deadly, so bloody, and abusing women. And I show his chart why he would use his creativity to produce such an ugly type of movie, disrespecting women. That is totally reptilian infected. And the new Netflix is doing the same thing. They're trying to, in order to make money, they don't care what they're going to do to you. I mean, look at the pharmaceutical corporation. They don't care. They don't give a damn about you. They make all these nefarious products, and then they test it on children's hospitals. They test it on Vietnam vets, where they can, test their shit, so to speak, and then they make notes. Well, who cares? So guinea pigs are everywhere because you're not paying attention. So, large corporation, greedy infected corporation don't care about what you are going to ingest or what you're going to see. And if you can't sleep, it's because you definitely have the reptilians around you. So I'm going to give you a tip. First of all, never ever sleep in a total darkness room. First thing, always have a little light. Believe me, the reptilians hate the light. Remember, they are a product of the darkness, the Plutonic, the underworld. Pluto is their basis. Dark matter, anything dark, okay? So never sleep in the dark room if you see a bad movie or something like that. Secondly, if you have a little fountain around you, it's a blessing, because the reptilians love negativity, and the negative ion of running water will attract the reptilians. Okay, so if you have water close to you, running water, okay, as I said earlier, the negative ion would attract the reptilians, and you'll be able to sleep better, and you won't get any abduction. So there's much more about extraterrestrials and how to beat them and how to be safe from them, or to attract the Drackenis with talisman, things of this nature. But I can give you so much on this little video. So be careful and remember, the reptilians use technology. Just use running water and don't sleep in a dark room if you're afraid. All right. What else do we have? A spiraling glass walkway is opening in China. Well, I mentioned Asia. China is in Asia. I mentioned technology keywords, and that's kind of a new invention. So here we go. You cannot deny my window. Shocking. Technology, Asia, it's all there. The beauty of Japan lonely vending machine. Again, Asia, Japan, technology. Click on it and look at this beautiful vending machine that Japan put out there. Remember, Japan is controlled by a planet called Uranus. Uranus rules the sudden release of energy of the type of window that we are now. Uranus produces also earthquakes, and I give you the proof that the big earthquake happened in Japan. So every country is controlled by the stars, by a planet that is used or misused by the Drackenis or the reptilians. So understand what I'm trying to say here. Okay, you got so much to learn, and I can only do so much, as I said. All right, sweet. Let's see what we have again. The body of a missing cafe tycoon is found. That's pretty shocking. When you get a certain amount of fame and money, now you become a target for all the reptilians infected, lunatics that are roaming around you. This is serious, my friend. This is serious. And if they happen to use drugs or need drugs, if they're infected and depressed, they don't care about you. They don't care about themselves. How are they going to care about you? So if you have something to offer, believe me, they're going to knock your head off just to get your watch or a dollar. They have no values of life, no respect for life. When you're infected, there's no respect. There's only gain and greed. Careful. All right. 3 tourists found dead near glacier. Again, that is a shocking news again. And those guys, like any other person who don't know Dr. Turi, will do things when they feel like. They go on a cruise, come back poisoned. They go and visit Yellowstone, and their daughters get kicked out by a bison. They go and look in the wild, and all of a sudden they go mauled by a bunch of dogs. There's so many ways to die. You just have to be at the wrong time, at the right place. And the only thing you have to blame is your personal cosmic biorhythm, being either positive or being negative, and falling during one of my positive or negative cosmic biorhythm. Interested for more? Well, order it and then be the judge. If your life is worth $100, whatever. All right, move on. What do we have here? 3 trees. Okay, so hopefully those, if you decide to go and climb the mountain, make sure the stars and the cosmic winds are on your side. If not, you're not going to come back. Video, bystanders coming to aid of a New York police deputy, New York police officer who had fingers stuck in his trunk. Well, it doesn't happen every day, but it happened during my windows. So I'm glad some good Samaritan came and helped this cop take his finger out of his trunk. So basically his ego is going to get hurt and he's going to have kind of a problem with his finger, won't be able to pull the trigger for a while. But again, you know, Reptilius was there. They were there to make sure he messed up. This is crazy. People think it's an act of God or accident happened. There's so much more behind any accident. There are no accidents. Okay, woman dies after getting severely burnt during hot, strong treatment. I don't understand. You know, again, same story. You decide to go for special treatment. You decide to go for surgery. If you're a woman with breast implants, and you go and put those breast implants during one of your negative cosmic biorhythm or during one of my window, next thing you know, you're going to have cancer. Or you're going to go back. You're going to be mutilated. I mean, you can't avoid all this if you're smart. Is it worth it to think ahead so that you do not do anything detrimental to your body and risk to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars or even die just because you have lost your connection with the divine and you don't care about universal laws? That's not a good excuse. Believe me, it is not a good excuse, but it seems to work. Police make arrest in gruesome murder of Russian Instagram star. Again, anytime you get a name, you are going to talk things that are going to offend people. Remember, this is why LinkedIn kicked my butt again for the second time, because I've exposed Tony Robbins for what he is. But Tony Robbins is spending hundreds of thousands on that very specific LinkedIn website. And so they're going to protect him. They're going to get rid of me. They don't want me there because I said the truth. You know, Tony Robbins burned a bunch of people. He doesn't have any cosmic consciousness. He just has a name. He doesn't have cosmic consciousness. He has a name. He has the right people behind him. He has the financial support. He probably was born with it. I don't know. I don't know his story. All I can tell you is that when you have a name, the reptilians are going to put you out there, so you're going to kill as many people as possible. And they don't use only rocks or fire or anything else. They use also technology. Be careful. You know, when your kids are all day long playing, you know, killing and bombing and tank and war games or God knows what, well, you don't want them to bug you because you're on Instagram or you're on Facebook talking or whatever. The reptilians are having fun messing up your kids' heads. And you're going to see what happened to them when they grow up. All right, YouTube star dead at 38, another one. That's again, why he died at 38 years old. I'm not sure what happened. And I don't care. I'll just go and read it. All I know is that YouTube is technology. It's the same technology that I use, and it's maybe why only a very tiny selected of human beings are allowed to reach me, to learn about me, because if I become one of these big guys, I'm going to have the entire Trump army against me, and God knows what's going to happen to me if I go out. Even though that I have top security in my house and guns and everything else to protect myself, you know, when you start to get a name, that brings all sorts of energy that you don't necessarily need. Because if you don't have the money to pay for bodyguards, you know, you're dealing with the masses. You're dealing with the world, and the world is hell. You're not going to go to hell. This is hell. All right, so let's see what we have now. Thompson didn't return from a paragliding trip near Honeymoon Trail. Yeah, that's the YouTube star that died at 38 years old. I remember now. I wrote this because I looked at his date of birth, and he was born with the tail of the dragon in Aquarius. Aquarius rules technology, flying, aeronautics. Aquarius rules anything and everything that dwell with paragliding. And then there you go. He flew during one of my negative cosmic biorhythm, and that was on one of his personal 2019 cosmic biorhythm, negative cosmic biorhythm, and then he died. I'm giving you the answer to what happened to this kid. Now I know. Yeah. You know, I can always look at the date of birth of a person and look why he lost his life, and trying to explain to you, to stimulate you, so that you take the right course of action, so you don't end up being killed by doing things when you feel like, just by looking at your calendar because it's your birthday or because it's your wedding anniversary. It's better sometimes to report the date and change the date and work in relationship to the cosmic code, because you're not immune to pay the price, the ultimate price, I mean, okay? WW1 submarine discovered off Alaskan island after 77 years. Again, no, the keywords mention the word discovery. During those windows, the very old and the very new will make the news. And then, again, 77 years old, submarine under the water, certainly. Submarine was discovered. So, and this is also where you're going to have all the scientific matrix discovering another planet or another black hole. There is trillions and billions of planets in black holes, so we got to keep you stimulated and interested. Oh, we discover that, or we discover that, or they're going to be talking about today a black moon, telling you rationally, physically what it is, not realizing for a second that this black moon has a very, very deep spiritual, mystical message that I'm translating for you. Understand again. So just remember the very old and the very new, the very weird, anything related to UFO, astrology, metaphysics, the future, weird. We are into that energy right now. And that's why you're receptive to me today. All right, what else do we have? NFL lineman announced retirement and cite anxiety and fear of the unknown. Oh, that's a sign of a reptilian infestation. Again, you're talking about somebody very famous here. He is already starting to get the attack. All this fame, he may not have the stars to handle fame. He may have had a dragon's tail affecting his subconscious negatively. So he started to have all sorts of uncontrolled imagination and a lot of fears. And there goes the reptilians feeding on that, and forcing him out of the limelight. That might be a blessing. That might be stimulated. His decision might have been stimulated in the name of fear, but by the Draconis, who will give him more time to be close to his family, to feel secure. The only things I'm worried about is that this very famous sportman is not aware of my work, and he's going to see a bunch of psychiatrists or psychologists who might prescribe him with a very negative medication and antidepressant, and the next thing you know, he's going to kill himself. It happens all the time. Just be aware. A soul doctor is much safer and is much more valuable. In fact, I told you, in case you do not know, I had one of my top students. He was a doctor in psychiatry, and he told me that he has learned more in my home course than 7 years he spent in college. And if you look at, if you go to dr.turi.com, okay, you can scroll down to what the world say about Dr. Turi, and you can see the MDs, the doctors, or who is who in America, very, very educated people that I have taught. Okay. And then you will realize that you cannot be a kid. You cannot be an idiot. You cannot be a moron and delegate the ingenuity or what it means to be human and your conception with the divine by mastering the structure of the universe. You cannot be an idiot and delegate with my work. That's why you're a minority. That's why the 200 or 300 people. I have hits that goes to 2,000 or 3,000. Nothing really compare at the masses of millions of human beings walking this planet. So you have to remember, if you are interested and if you keep looking and listening and learning from me, you definitely are a superhuman. At the same time, remember, what did you give the world today? Look what I'm doing for you. That's why you cannot be selfish. As soon as you die, I know your mind is busy. Click you like it. Click that you like my work and talk about it. Be part of the solution. It's as simple as that. Do your part. I'm doing mine. Do your part. All right. That's what we have again. Blogger who made up family's Holocaust story founded in apartment. Again, we don't know the ramification. But it's a blogger, obviously. If she is there and making the news, if I die tomorrow, nobody's going to hear about me. I'm going to end up in a hole and that's it. But my Dr.Turi. But when you have somebody that is mentioned on CNN, that's a person who has reached a certain amount of notoriety and at the same time, very, very much interest from the reptilians. Okay. So how she died, he died. I don't know if she's a he, she. The only thing I know is a blogger. Secondly, did he take drugs? Did he got some health problems? Was he killed? You can be sure the reptilians were definitely part of his demise. Go and read the story. Remember, I don't have time. Too many pieces of news, and I can only captivate some that are more than obvious and related to the quadrant in my keywords. Okay. At the same time, auto-analyze yourself. Is there anything shocking that happened to you? You are into that energy right now. That's why you're watching me. I'm bringing you into the universal code. I bring you into God cosmic design. And that should make you understand that you're not dealing with a normal topic today. You are into the future, into delegating energy, cosmic energy that are so very difficult for traditionally educated, conditioned scientists or religious fanatic to assimilate, perceive, and even use. So you're definitely special and priceless to me. And that's why it's important. Again, as I said earlier, click like and share. Please. All right, let's move on to the other one. SpaceX launched Nickelodeon slime and an Adidas soccer ball into space. Now I realize that. Only yesterday I was saying to you, 99.9% of the human mass is looking at somebody very famous, very gifted in throwing a ball, kicking a ball with his foot or with a bat. And then millions and millions of people are literally hypnotized and look into their televisions. They're being told by the reptilians to look at them, to entertain them, to captivate their mind so you don't listen to me and what's going on with their games. Okay, and we understand that. Now, I was talking about this ball, and now you have the scientific matrix, which is actually throwing a soccer ball into space. Now, do you think extraterrestrials want to play ball for a second? Oh, well, it's safe to throw it. You know, if he goes a few 100 million miles per hour and you go through the space station, what's going to happen to all those guys? It's still a miracle that those guys didn't get killed yet. Hanging out there with so much debris. They're putting more and more shit, excuse my French, out there. And now they're putting a baseball bat. Or maybe the ETs are interested in sports. What is this? What is this? It's a ball. Oh, whoa. What did you do with it? You kick it, you throw it to me. Oh, wow. And that attract billions and billions of people. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. And well, I like boxing. You like football, soccer ball. Why not? That's how it works. Okay. Don't think I'm not infected. I am like you. I like boxing. It's probably worse because it's bloody. So I'm not pointing my finger at you. I'm part of it. Okay? Understand that. I'm not immune. I'm a human being. I'm like you. I can be crazy too. All right. So that's why you can't take my work personally and hate me. Because I'm in the same bag than you are. On here. All right. So, lastly, I have to mention to you, I was supposed to go to do that event in Los Angeles that hypnotized a bunch of people, and I can't do it. My back is still hurting me. You know, I've been sitting for a long time right here, right now. Imagine driving with my wife and then coming back. That's 6-7 hours drive. Can't do it. Not yet. My back is still giving me too much problem. I have to wait maybe a month or two. Oh my gosh, it's right there right now. Oh my gosh, it's like, you know, a knife going to my back. And I have my pool. I swim every day. I do my physical therapy. When I fell, man, I messed up my hip really bad. And at my age, as I said, you know, when I was 30, 40, 50, even 60, I could fall and go back and run like a goat. No anymore. This fall really messed me up. And so I got that big, huge belt around my back and support it, and that's fine. My wife massaged me, the exercise, swimming, everything make it for me, at least to move around the house, but I cannot stress my back. And I hope the people that are doing that event are going to understand me and forgive me for not being able for the first time to fulfill my commitment. So I apologize to all of you guys. It'll be for next time. I gotta be ready. I've got to be ready for October. And I have to be ready for September. I have to do something with George Norrie and Tom, TV show, whatever they're going to do, lecturing somewhere. And then I have to do that UFO cruise. We're taking off from San Diego, and we're going to go to the Mexican Riviera. I have to be entirely, completely fixed so I can introduce Draco and do my formidable slideshow and meet all of you guys. Remember, I only have two left now. $700 free reading. I had 5. I have only 2 left, and you have until the 14th. So if you want to join me out there, you know, email Taranya, call us, do whatever you have to do. Okay. turi@gmail.com is my email. TURITRUE, the word Turi and the word true, turi@gmail.com. And tell me, yes, Dr. Turi, I want to be there. So I'll take very special care of you when you're there at this conference. Meantime, before going there, I will do a full live reading. And if you read some of the feedback that some of the people that I took care of the last few days, maybe you realize that I know what I'm talking about and you're in good hands. Okay, my friend, we come at the end of this reading. Want to thanks all of you for your trust in my work. Remind you to pay attention to Draco because a 6.6 happened today. And exactly as I thought it would. Luckily, it didn't hit California, okay? But this window is still on. So let's pray God for all of you out there in California, okay? And not to suffer. And it's not because of my prediction that I want to go to California, okay? It's because of my back. That's it. So we talk to you again sometimes. God bless all of you. Make it a beautiful day. Bye-bye.